What's going on YouTube? Fuzzy Wuzzy, showing you a little bit of tools hanging out in my garage. Doing this for a Hard Knocks Forge giveaway. He wants to see your homemade or modified tools. The people that are watching this, half of my subscribers already know what this is about. You know, most of my subscribers are from the tool community or from the lowrider community. The lowrider guys might not know what this is about. I'll put a link in the description to Hard Knocks Forge channel. He's doing a giveaway. Go check out his video if you want to enter. Become part of the tool community. It's a good community. All right. So here we go. What I wanted to show you guys, I couldn't find. It was a spark plug socket I modified way back in the day when I was working on a 4.6 Ford, a Lincoln Town car I had, and there was so much shit down in the spark plug hole, I couldn't get on it. All the octagon-shaped part of the spark plug was covered up. So what I did is I put a couple welds on the end of the spark plug socket and I ground it to a point. So it was kind of like a tooth on a saw. So when I went in there and started turning it, it dug down until it finally grabbed, and I got the spark plug out that way. Knowing what I know now, I shouldn't have done that, because I probably let a bunch of shit down in the engine when I pulled that plug out. That's, you know, like I said, this is a long time ago. I know better now, but I wanted to show it to you guys, because it was the first tool I remember modifying. But I couldn't find it. I know it's still in my dad's toolbox somewhere. I think I was still living at home when I made it. But I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to show you what I got. This is my oil drain pan. You guys have seen that before. I won't go into that too much. It's I made it because I couldn't find what I wanted on the market and or what I wanted to pay for. It goes up and down quite a bit. It's from upside down propane tank. I made it out of scrap. I didn't have to buy anything but the little plumbing parts down here to drain the oil back out of. Everything's made. I made the funnel myself. I made everything but the tank. And you guys have seen this before. In another video I did, it's a hook I made for towing cars. I don't like to get down on the ground unless I have to. So when I'm dragging something up on the trailer on my tow dolly, I wanted to use what they used on the back of a flatbed, just a big hook. And I had this rebar that a buddy of mine threw in there in my scrap pile. So I just bent it, used my mad blacksmithing skills to pound it flat and drill a hole. And that's what I use it for. I just get down by the tire, reach underneath, grab the control arm. And I've used it to pull quite a few cars. I don't know how it got bent, but it did. I used it to pull quite a few cars. It hasn't started to straighten out yet. So it's working out well. I'm glad I made this. One thing you haven't seen before is this hammer wrench thing. I made this also for towing stuff. Sometimes the straps and the ratchets on the tow dolly, since the ratchets sit outside because they're attached to it, they get a little sticky and dirt gets in there and sometimes shit doesn't cooperate. So that's why I got a little hammer there. I just give it a little tap. This is how you tighten down the binders. So this is just a Harbor Freight wrench, a Harbor Freight hammer. Cut the wrench off, and I welded the hammer on. Quick, easy tool. I still got the other half of it in the toolbox somewhere. And if you look at the claw end, that is modified as well. That is a sacrificial wrench, just an old wrench I had laying around. That's what I got for a claw, because when towing on the dolly, I have the chain, I wrap around the suspension. The tires go, the straps go around the tire. These go around the suspension and get secured to the deck, just in case the straps let loose. And this is what I use to secure it. There's a hole in the deck. You loop it through, put the chain through. But sometimes, hear that little squeak? Sometimes, you know, they're a little difficult to turn, and that's what that does. That fits on there, and well, it would fit on there. That fits on there like that. So, if it gets a little stuck, I needed some help getting it moving. That's what that part of that tool does. Okay? So, there you go. I'm going to get me some vampires from this shit. I hear a lot of people talk about them in our tool community. I don't have some. I'm winning these bitches. Peace.